Are you planning your first trip to Rome? Well, you're in the right place today because today we're going to cover the 5 biggest mistakes that first-time visitors make when they come to Rome, Italy, and that can ruin your vacation. And trust us, we've seen these happen several times. So stick around because we're going to walk you through every single one of them and how exactly to avoid them. Hi, everyone. I'm Rick.
And I'm Andrea, and welcome back to Travel Addicts Life. We live right here in Italy and we visit Rome all the time. And today we're breaking down the 5 mistakes that absolutely need you to avoid on your first trip to Rome. These are real mistakes that real tourists make every single day. Also, Rome is a city that can be overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. And these mistakes, they are so easy to avoid once you know them. All right, let's get into it. And let's start with mistake number 1.
That's not booking your tickets in advance. It's actually probably the single biggest one. Usually we leave it to the last. I'm telling you to first. Look, I know what you're thinking. I'll just buy the tickets when I get there. But please, please, please do not do that. Because here's the thing. The Colosseum, the Vatican Museums, the Sistine Chapel, the Forum. These are some of the most visited sites in the entire world. And on a busy summer day, the line to buy the tickets on the spot can be 2 to 3 hours long. That's 2 to 3 hours standing in line under the Roman summer heat, which can be absolutely brutal.
Absolutely.
And the worst part, sometimes if you arrive without a ticket, you simply can't get in that day at all because the time slots are fully booked. We've seen people in tears at the Vatican gate because of this. It's heartbreaking. So the fix is very simple. Book online before you leave home. And we always book our tickets on Get Your Guide because they're the leading online travel experience platform with more than 110,000 curated things to do in over 150 countries. And on the website, you can select the time slot that you want to book, and you'll be able to skip the line and walk right on in. But not only that, if your plans change, and this is a big one, Get Your Guide will allow you to cancel your tickets up to 24 hours before your visit, and you'll get a full refund. This is really important because things do happen. Plans change, and with Get Your Guide, you'll be able to change or cancel your tickets without losing any money. By the way, you can scan this QR code or check the link in the description to buy tickets for the most popular attractions in Rome.
So how soon should you buy your tickets? In our opinion, you should book them weeks in advance, especially if you're visiting in the summer. And one extra tip here, if you can try to book them the first entry in the morning. Early morning is magical. These sites are not as crowded because crowded hasn't arrived yet. And the light is beautiful and you'll actually enjoy the experience even more. And lastly, since February 2026, if you want to go down to the lower edge of the Trevi Fountain to toss the coin, you need to buy a €2 ticket. It's a part of a new plan to stop the sardine effect. You can still see them for free from the piazza above, but for that iconic close-up photo, you can buy your ticket online or you can wait in line and buy your ticket at the gate for €2. Better have someone there to take you around and tell you all about it. Either way, no ticket, no toss. Okay, let's talk about mistake number 2.
Right, and that's eating right next to the tourist sites. And this one is going to hurt in your wallet. I mean, I'm talking about eating at restaurants right next to the major tourist attractions. Picture it for a moment. You've just finished visiting the Trevi Fountain or the Colosseum, or maybe even the Pantheon. You're tired, you're hungry, you're sweaty, and there's a restaurant right there with photos on a menu and a guy outside trying to wave you in. And everything about it says, do not go in there.
Exactly. Look, the food is often not good, the prices are expensive, and honestly, you are missing out one of the best parts of being in Rome, the real local food. So here's what is recommend. Instead, walking just a 2 or 3 streets away from the main tourist attraction. Even a 5-minute walk can make an enormous difference. You'll find trattorias where Romans actually eat lunch, where the pasta is fresh, where nobody's showing you a laminated photo menu, and the prices will be dramatically lower. A plate of cacio pepe near the Pantheon, you might run at 16, 18 euros. Walk 5 minutes away and it drops to 10 euros. For the same dish, we always say if the menu has photo, keep walking. And if someone is showing you outside trying to lure you in, keep walking. That's the rule. It never failed us.
Right, and here's another very important pro tip. Always check the reviews on Google. If a restaurant has less than 4 stars, just stay away. And most importantly, check the most recent reviews. Check what other people write. And then you can make an informed decision. And lastly, if you visit Rome or Italy in general, try the local food. Nothing beats a nice plate of cacio pepe or a fresh, creamy carbonara in Rome.
And while we're talking about food, let's spend a moment talking about water. Rome has more than 2,500 public fountains called nasoni. The water from this fountain is ice cold, delicious, and totally free. Don't waste €3 on a plastic bottle at a tourist stall. Bring your usable bottle and fill it up. Your wallet and the environment will thank you. Also, in recent years, Rome has some kiosks around the city to dispense free, still, or sparkling water. How cool is that?
Now, before we get into mistake number 3, which honestly catches so many visitors completely off guard, if you're finding this video helpful, we would love for you to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps other travelers find videos like this one.
Right, and if you have any question about visiting Rome or anything in Italy, drop a comment below. We really love to hear from you and try to answer the best we can. So let's move on to mistake number 3, not paying attention. You might be wondering if Rome is dangerous. The answer is no more or less dangerous than any other city in the world. Like any other tourist destination in the world, in Rome as well, bus and metro lines are famous for a reason. They aren't dangerous, but they're a workplace for very talented pickpockets. For this reason, you should keep your bag in your front of you. Don't put your phone in your back pocket and stay alert when the doors are opening or closing. Also, pay attention to your belongings in every busy area, like the Trevi Fountain or the Pantheon, where you're surrounded by thousands and thousands of people. And do ignore old gypsy women begging for money. They are much faster than they look, and they can distract you and while someone else grabs your wallet.
Right, and if someone tries to hand you a free rose or a friendship bracelet, or they drop a gift in your hand, run. It's never free. Once it's on your wrist or in your hand, they're going to demand money, and let me tell you, they can be very aggressive. Just say, no grazie. Be polite and firm. And constant movement is going to be your best defense. I mean, it happened to a friend of ours in Rome, and believe me, it wasn't pleasant
At all.
And that brings me to mistake number 4, and that's ignoring the dress code for churches. And this one could actually stop you from getting into some of Rome's most beautiful buildings. Of course, I'm talking about the dress code in churches. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, and this applies everywhere. The Vatican, the Pantheon, and every single church in Rome. Italy takes very seriously the dress code. Your knees and your shoulders need to be covered, and it applies to everyone, men and women. So, if you show up at the Vatican in short shorts and sleeveless top, and believe us, in the summer it's very tempting to dress like that because it's hot, you will be turned away at the entrance. No exception. The fix here is very simple. Pack a light scarf or a shawl in your backpack or in your bag, something that you can throw over your shoulder at the entrance of a church. It weighs nothing, it takes no space, and it saves you from having to buy one of those souvenir scarves outside of the Vatican, which are overpriced and not very nice. It's really about respecting the space. These are still active places of worship, and once you're inside, you will understand why they want you to dress appropriately. They're absolutely stunning places.
And while we're talking about what to wear, we should also spend a few words about shoes, right? In Rome, you're going to be walking a lot. And not only that, you're going to be walking on very uneven ground. For this reason, you need to be wearing very comfortable, well-broken-in shoes. So leave your high heels and your new sandals at home and use well-broken-in running shoes, something that will allow you to do 10 to 20,000 steps without killing your feet.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to mistake number 5. Try to see everything in one day. And this is more a mindset than a mistake. We see this itinerary all the time. Colosseum in the morning, Vatican in the afternoon, Trevi Fountain in the evening, and Spanish Step at night before dinner. And look, we understand. Rome has so much to offer, and you want to make the most of every single day. But here's the thing. The Colosseum and the Vatican are on the opposite side of the city, and walking between them takes almost an hour. Add the actual time inside each site, the queue to get in, lunchtime, and you have a recipe for a complete exhaustion. And when you're exhausted, you stop enjoying it. You start rushing through places that generally deserve an hour of your time. You miss the detail, you miss the moment. So, what to do? Rick?
Well, I say you group your sightseeing by neighborhood, right? The Colosseum, the Roman Forum, the Palatine Hill, they're all in the same area, so do those together. The Vatican and Castel Sant'Angelo, they're nearby to each other, so do those together. And keep some time just to wander. Some of our absolute favorite moments in Rome have come from turning down some random street because I just saw a kitty on the road and stumbling on a beautiful piazza, or finding a tiny coffee bar where the espresso is incredible. That is Rome. The unplanned moments are just as magical as the headline sites. So give yourself permission to slow down. Absolutely. Quality over quantity every single time.
So there you have it, the 5 biggest mistakes that first-time visitors make in Rome, and exactly how to avoid every single one of them. Just to recap quickly, book your ticket well in advance. Walk a few streets away from every major site before you eat. Pay attention to your surrounding. Respect the dress code for churches, and please don't try to do everything in one day. Take at least 3 or 4 days in Rome. Rome deserves to be enjoyed at its own pace.
Yeah, it's actually one of the most magical cities in the world. And we want your visit to be absolutely perfect. And of course, if you have any questions about visiting Rome or any part of Italy, do leave us a comment below. We love to hear from you, and we do reply to every single comment. And while you're there, by the way, if you found the video helpful, please give us a like. It helps so much. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming Italy travel guides. We've got a lot more coming for you. Until the next time, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.